It's a bird! It's a plane! No, it's Superbar! That's right, and this is your credit score. See, while I normally save people from burning buildings and crashing helicopters, in this video, I wanted to give you 5 credit repair strategies that you could use to save yourself from bad credit in the year 2023. Sound good? Follow me. For our 5 strategies, we're going to be leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act to get the results that we're looking for. If you head over to Google, you'll find that the first strategy is found in 15 U.S. Code 1681EB under Accuracy of Report, where it states, whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible accuracy of the information concerning the individual about whom the report relates. This is a law which basically says that Experian, TransUnion, and EQUIFAX are required by law to ensure that your credit report is 100% accurate. Now, if you take time to look through your credit report, some of the more common inaccuracies that you can find are closed accounts that show as open, different account numbers for the same account, accounts being incorrectly reported as late or delinquent, account numbers that aren't being reported in full. So for example, if you go to your credit report and you see 12345 XXXXX, that is an inaccuracy because when you signed up for that account, that was not the actual account number. Incorrect date of the last payment, the date that the account was opened, or an incorrect date of the first delinquency. And another inaccuracy is a late payment showing on a collection. It's not supposed to be there. And this is where 15 U.S. Code 1681I5A comes in under treatment of inaccurate and unverifiable information, where it states, in general, if after any reinvestigation under paragraph 1 of any information disputed by a consumer, an item of the information is found to be inaccurate or incomplete or cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency shall, I, promptly delete that item of information from the file of the consumer or modify that item of information as appropriate based on the results of the reinvestigation. This is a great 1-2 punch that you can use to challenge negative items on your credit report. You can use the first law to highlight all the information that's on your credit report that should be accurate, and if it isn't, this is where the second law comes in to force the agencies to remove it from your report expeditiously. But what happens if we use strategy number 1 and our dispute comes back as verified? Well, this is where strategy number 2 comes in. I want you to head back over to Google and look up 15 U.S. Code 1681I7, where under description of reinvestigation procedure, it states, a consumer reporting agency shall provide to a consumer a description referred to in paragraph 6BIII by no later than 15 days after receiving a request from the consumer for that description. Then we head over to 6BIII under notice of results of reinvestigation, where it states, a notice that, if requested by the consumer, a description of the procedure used to determine the accuracy and completeness of the information shall be provided to the consumer by the agency, including the business name and address of any furnisher of information contacted in connection with such information and the telephone number of such furnisher if reasonably available. Now, in the first strategy, we wanted to challenge the accuracy of negative items on our credit report. Now, usually when you do this, the credit reporting agency's response is to just simply say that the accounts are verified. With this second strategy, however, we're now challenging the investigation that they claim to have done from the first strategy that we implemented, and we're asking them to show proof from the investigation that was conducted to verify these items. Along with this law, in your dispute letter, you're also going to take time to ask the credit reporting agencies for the name of the original creditor, the creditor's address and telephone number, the person's name they verified the dispute with, the valid documentation used to validate the dispute, and lastly, you're going to ask them to provide the list of procedures that they have in place to ensure that each account is 100% accurate. If they can't provide any of these things within 15 days of you requesting this information, they are violating your consumer rights, and by law, they must remove all the items disputed. Speaking of items disputed, if you would rather have a company do that for you instead of you doing it for yourself, then look no further than my credit consulting firm, Takeoff Financial. If you're interested in getting started, just head over to our website at takeofffinancial.com to book a free consultation with my team so we can get you started today. But back to the video.
But what happens when you dispute an item, get it deleted from your credit report, and then weeks later find out it's been reinserted right back on there? Well, that's where this law comes in. So the law I'm referring to is actually under 15 U.S. Code 1681 I-5B, under requirements relating to reinsertion of previously deleted material, where it states under II, notice to consumer, if any information that has been deleted from a consumer's file pursuant to subparagraph A is reinserted in the file, the consumer reporting agency shall notify the consumer of the reinsertion in writing no later than 5 business days after the reinsertion, or if authorized by the consumer for that purpose by any other means available to the agency. It then continues on under additional information and states, as part of or in addition to the notice under clause II, a consumer reporting agency shall provide to a consumer in writing no later than 5 business days after the date of reinsertion. Number 1, a statement that the disputed information has been reinserted. Number 2, the business name and address of any furnisher of information contacted and the telephone number of such furnisher if reasonably available, or of any furnisher of information that contacted the consumer reporting agency in connection with the reinsertion of such information. And number 3, a notice that the consumer has the right to add a statement to the consumer's file disputing the accuracy or completeness of the disputed information. Now, what this means for you is that number 1, unless the furnisher of that account provided proof that the account was accurate, they cannot reinsert it back onto your credit report. 2, if Experian, TransUnion, or EQUIFAX allows for a furnisher to reinsert information on your credit report, they are supposed to notify you of this within 5 business days of it happening. And 3, in addition to this notice, the consumer reporting agencies are also supposed to provide a statement that the item has been reinserted, the contact information of the furnisher responsible for the reinsertion, and they're also supposed to provide you a notice that you have a right to add a notice disputing the accuracy of the item. If they haven't done any of these 3 things, then you can use this law to challenge the reinsertion of this negative item to have it removed. Here's another strategy that you can use that's simple but effective in getting credit repair results. 15 U.S. Code 1681 BA2 states, in general, subject to subsection C, any consumer reporting agency may furnish a consumer report under the following circumstances and no other. And under number 2, it states, in accordance with the written instructions of the consumer to who it relates. Simply put, this law states that the only way a consumer reporting agency can furnish anything on your behalf is if you gave them the written permission to do so. Meaning, those collections, those charge-offs, those late payments that you've been fighting should only be on there if you gave them written permission for them to be on there. If not, this violates your rights as a consumer, and this is grounds for deletion. Our next law is 15 U.S. Code 1681 S2, and this is a law that highlights the responsibility of data furnishers, which states under number 3, duty to provide notice of dispute if the completeness or accuracy of any information furnished by any person to any consumer reporting agency is disputed to such person by a consumer. The person may not furnish the information to any consumer reporting agency without notice that such information is being disputed by the consumer. Now, if you're new to consumer law, please do not let the term person throw you off guard. If you click the hyperlink attached to the word on the website, you'll see that the definition of person simply means any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative, association, government, or governmental subdivision or agency or other entity. So in this context, person actually represents the companies that are furnishing data on your behalf. And what this law is stating is that if this account is being disputed on by you, the consumer, the furnisher is actually not supposed to continue furnishing the account on your behalf without notifying that you have disputed on it as a consumer. You can check for this simply by going into your credit report and going to the comment section of that negative account. Now, if you don't see a note highlighting that that account is being disputed on, that is in violation of your rights as a consumer, and you can leverage this law to get that negative account deleted. I'll talk to y'all in a few.
But that's all for this video. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment in the section below if you're Team Spider-Man or Team Superman. Until next time, I'm Marvin Francois. Peace.